Okay, here's just a short one, but it's a coin toss from God. Hopefully you can see this right here that Acts 1:23, apostles must be chosen immediately from God, and therefore after prayers. Matthias is chosen by Lott, which is as if it were God's own voice. Now, we could read on, but we don't need to. What we just found out there is that they're going to draw straws, and that somehow God's going to interpret this. He's going to get in the middle of it. But I'm just going to ask y'all a question. If you had somebody's got to die, that's what this is basically. Somebody's got to die or something, so you end up making small and tall sticks, and somebody holds on to them, and everybody pulls a lot, and the shortest straw is gonna die. And would you believe, if you watched this from afar or were part of it, that any of this had to do with God whatsoever, or it's just people gonna pull some sticks and the shortest one's gonna die? That it's a whim of chance, it's a flip of a coin on what's gonna happen? I think everybody would definitely go with the flip of the coin idea. It's really not divinely inspired. I mean, anybody want to flip a coin right now and seem to think that if they got it right, that it was divinely inspired because, ta-da, you got a 50-50 shot? I mean, so whenever they used to talk to God, they had to use the ephod and put on the little metal chest piece that's got the 12 tribes of Israel and different gemstones all over it, and it's got the pads on the shoulders with the rocks in that. Then they have a black and a white rock, and this is Urim and Thummim, and it's let's look at this real quick. It's actually a an old divination thing, right? So Urim and Thummim, I think I've spelled that. It's Urim and Thummim, yeah. So here you can see them right over here. It's basically these two things. And this is what's going to make it or break it. This is your coin toss for God here. And so if you saw a religion where people thought they could put on a breastplate, and because it had birthstones on it, that somehow they'd be all divinely inspired, they'd swing some smoke around themselves and then go up near some object that was gold and tell God to try to be with them, and then they're going to flip a coin, and the answer of that flip of the coin, would you, looking at this from afar, think that this person in any way, shape, or form was getting divination from God, or he's actually just flipping a coin and hoping God intervenes? It's exactly what that is. I mean, it's nothing more. Urim and Thummim are root lights. You can stop this and read it here real quick. I don't want to bore y'all to death with it, but basically, Urim means curses and Urim means good things, so it's good or bad and stuff, and he's basically just flipping these things, and if they land face up or face down and good or bad, and here we go. So whenever they decide they're going to go against the Canaanites or somebody, then they go, okay, God, are we going against the Canaanites? Ooh, looks like we're going against the Canaanites. All right, so let's flip it again. Oh, it looks like they're bad. Okay, well, are we going to kill all of them? Oh, yeah, we're going to kill all of them. Everything, God, even the animals? Oh, we're going to kill all of them. Do we get to keep the virgins, though? Oh, we get to keep the virgins. Yay! And then he comes out and tells everybody, and yeah, this is the way this supposedly goes down. Yeah. If you heard of a people that used to do this right now, you would say, wow, that's some weird-ass pagan belief, isn't it? And then you go, well, it's the ephod, and that's the Hebrews, and that's the origin of your Bible, and that's all that they used to do, this ephod. Oh, ephod. See if I can get a good picture of it. Yeah, here. Jewish high priest. He's wearing the ephod, right? Now the two stones are in his pockets, waiting to be able to use, or they're on this table right here, but yeah, he burns some smoke, blows some bubbles. Huh? He's all divinely inspired. He gets over here, they light some candles, do whatever. Hey, it's some kind of ooh ritual. So you see somebody doing a ooh ritual like this today, at this moment, you'd be like, oh, these people are foolish. Yeah, well, guess what? If your religion came from that, then would you question your religion and say, seems kind of foolish that people were tossing a coin to God? All these times when Moses spoke to God and you find out that the Hebrew word was thunder and that he's supposed to be a thunder interpreter? Yeah, yeah. And they're chasing around storm clouds and praying for storm clouds and killing their babies in the hopes of rain. Oh, that sounds like some barbaric freakouts. Sounds kind of like South America, where they used to kill a bunch of people for a rain god. No? Well, that's the Hebrew thing, where you got to sacrifice your firstborn. And yeah, it's kind of, when you break it all the way down, it's just almost, you look back at it, we're so intelligent nowadays, you look back at it and you're like, what the hell are these people doing in the name of God? And then now, the other question is, what the hell are we doing believing that these people knew anything about God? What makes you think a nomadic tent people running around would have a good idea? In fact, what would make you think they had a good idea whenever all the other people around them had already built cities and done everything else, and that was directed by their gods? So let's look at that exact statement now. Everybody's got gods. They're pagan, they're whatever, okay. But they're able to build these giant cities and do all this nice stuff, whereas the Hebrews and their powerful God can't seem to get out of a desert in tents. In fact, he's a jealous God, and because of his jealousy of all the other people, they end up, their jealous God somehow directs them by a coin toss to attack the other people and steal their land. So now they've got one. Isn't that great? Well, if you look at some of my other videos, you'll find out that what they actually steal is the Canaanite God himself, El. And El and Baal, that whole family, and Asherah, and Yahweh has Yahweh in his Asherah. Look it up. I've got a video on that. It shows you a picture of Yahweh and his wife. He's married. It's amazing. Oh, and people now have totally figured out that he just stole the El thing. In fact, it's kind of stupid. It's been like an elephant in the room the whole time, and people can't seem to see it. But the Elohim, the angels, they're named Gabriel, Raphael, Ariel. Well, what about the prophets? They tried to take him away from that. Yeah, their names are Elijah, Ezekiel, Nathaniel. Really? The house of God is Bethel, where Beth is house and El is the name of God? Oh, wow. Yeah, there's that elephant right there. Oh, it gets worse. You can prove that it's still there. They worship in a temple or a chapel. It's got a steeple on top of it. Yeah. Even common words we have nowadays, like electricity, because Baal, his son, was a storm god. Yeah. The elders of the church, the elite, the elected. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And it's all about a coin toss for God, and you find out God is El, the Canaanite god, who is Saturn in the old Roman and Greek. Well, Greek, he was Kronos. Saturn and Kronos was El, and that was the satyr god that was the half-goat god. That's who these people are worshiping, the guy with the goat horns. Sure enough. Yeah. In fact, let's see here if I can... Oh, I just back up. Let's see if I can find Baal worship real quick. I'm just going to show you this, and then we'll end this one, and I'll ask you another question. Baal worship. And it shows you where these people, Lord is Jah, Yahweh is Baal. The name Beliah actually means Yahweh is Baal. That's weird. Jezebel. People have figured all this out now. It took us 2,000 years to come out of a fog. But here's Baal worship. And this is where they used to take and throw their kids. Yeah, just like it says in your Bible. Their sons and their daughters they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan. Sure enough, and they never quit doing it either. That's it. They just took the bull out of it. They took the picture off the front door and kept the thing the same. Yeah, look at all these pictures here if you want. It all shows you the sacrifice that they have. It's all Baal worship. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. The Quran believes that Allah is the best of deceivers. Revelation 2 says Satan is the deceiver of the whole world. Does that mean Allah is Satan? No, look at this information, people. It's all bullshit, because Allah comes from this same stuff too, doesn't it? I mean, the first 5 books, sure, they had their, Muhammad and everything, but their whole belief stems from all of this Canaanite Baal worship right here. And, wow. So where's that picture I was trying to show you here? Oh, here. This is what it looked like whenever they used to worship El versus Baal. See that guy there? See what that looks like? So this is what the Hebrews did for thousands of years, and then they changed the name of El to Yahweh. You can totally find out now. So I got a question for you. They used to worship a guy that looked like this, and we know today what that is. If you found somebody worshiping that today, you know what you would call that. And the weird, screwed up thing is these ancient Hebrews used to worship this god as El. In fact, still do. To this day. The Elohim. You're going to the temple. Yep. They're going to change the name so people don't know it and call it a synagogue, but everybody else has the temple name, still named for that same deity. It's right there. So another question. If you found out that the people believed that was God for so long, and it's so evident in their names and language, and even if they came out of it afterwards, which they didn't, they just took away the effigy and the idol. See? Right? No idols? Because it looks bad. See? So all you do is take away the idol, and you're gone with it. But if these people ever thought, before Yahweh showed up or anything, if people ever thought this was what you were supposed to worship, and did so, and sacrificed their children to it, what makes you think that you should have anything to do with them, whether or not they found God after that point or not, or anything? I mean, what makes you think that they found the true God if they thought this was what it was for so long? And in fact still is. You just took him out of the chair. Think about that. Like if you like it. If you don't, I'm sorry. Peace.